I'm going to get us started. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Stacey Lally. I'm the Associate Director for Q. Here with you just for the next 15 minutes or so to say farewell and do some reflections over from the last 2 days. It is a short and sweet one, and we are slide free so we can see each other's faces. Endings are really important, aren't they? So it felt right to come together and have some reflections on our experiences over the last 2 days and do some sharing. There's been such a variety of issues being tackled over the course of this event. Conversations flowing from co-production to integration and collaboration to equity and digital change. They're all connected thematically through personal contexts and the human reality, I guess, of the pandemic. Are these connections more evident because of the pandemic, perhaps? Or is it the nature of the world of health and care and its complexity that brings some of this to bear? Some questions for you to reflect and consider. This community spans geographies, topics, specialities, and it's the combination of these, I think, that enable us to connect on issues as well as people. So like many of you, I'm feeling really energized and also really fortunate to have been part of some great conversations over the last 2 days. And what I personally love about being in these spaces, whether they are virtual or face-to-face, is the energy, ideas, and the sense of us being in it together. And that's been no different in what's been a really challenging 2020. So I have one activity to help us mark the close of the event. We're going to co-create a word cloud together using Slido. So some of you will be very familiar with this, having been in sessions over the last few days. You'll see in the chat box the link and the password for you to access. You can do this via your phone, tablet, or web browser. So Jade will get that launched, and there's a question I'd like you to answer. The question is, what are you leaving these 2 days with? What are you leaving these 2 days with? Now, this often works best with one single word. That's my ask of you, to keep it simple. Choose one word to describe what you are leaving these 2 days with. Energy, hope, inspiration. A smile, connections. Purpose. Brain buzz. I like that. Sometimes the challenge is what to do with it all afterwards, isn't it? Direction, excitement, lots of learning. Some different perspectives, that's good. New friends. Well-being, resilience, motivation. I mean, that's a fantastic representation of some real positivity and something to take forward from these 2 days. I can see the words are still being added in, so I'm going to hold off a little bit longer. Knowledge, optimism. Great. There's some real similarities there, aren't there? So you can see by the size of some of those words, we're all in quite a similar space. So for the last few minutes before we formally close, I'd like to leave the final words for today, or these 2 days rather, to you. So we started on Wednesday morning with some personal stories from Claire and Sabrina for those of you who joined the opening plenary. And in these final minutes, it would be great to hear some comments and reflections from you about what you've learned and how you're feeling. You can, of course, use the chat box. We've got 82 people, but I think I'm going to be brave and say if you want to jump in and unmute and share something, then please do. It would be great to hear your voice. Cleo, hi.
Hi, Stacey. I'll be brave and I'll jump in.
Thank you.
I wanted to just say a huge thank you to you and the team. I've just come out of a session called Effective Digital Change. Really inspiring session, lots and lots of learning there. But for me, I want to say that the Q event has been a lesson in effective digital change. I think what you've done, how you've managed the 2 days, the sessions that have been open to us so that we can attend when we're free. And I've managed 3 of those, and I'm looking forward to some of the on-demand ones as well. And I was a little bit sad, as I'm sure all of us have been, that this hasn't been a face-to-face event this year, but somehow the way you've organised it, I think it's been both an opportunity to reconnect with old friends and to make some new ones. I just wanted to say thank you.
Great, thank you, Cleo, and good to hear that that's worked well for you. Thank you. Anyone else? Any key pieces of learning or anything you'd like to share?
I'll jump in if that's okay.
Yes, thanks, Claire.
Thank you. So I was in the Liberating Structures session with some people and had a great quote from a different team that I wasn't in. They were saying that it's about heart, head and hands, and I've tweeted it as well. They were saying that the heart is the why, the passion and why we do improvement. The head helps us to understand and the hands are the ones out there doing it. And I just thought that was absolutely fantastic, and that really has struck a chord with me. So thank you.
I also heard that quote, and I don't know if she's on the call. That was Maureen Flynn from the Health Services Executive in Ireland.
Yeah. I'm here.
Hi,
Stacey.
Maureen. There she is. So you've been quoted. Any reflections or learning from you, Maureen, whilst you're off mute?
I was inspired to think of that quote driving by Ben Bulbin about 18 months ago, going to an event in Sligo, looking at the magnificent scenery around us, going to talk at a conference about what QI is all about. And I was kind of thinking and reflecting, what will I say when I get there? So that's where it came from. And it's resonated and stuck with me for a long time. But Stacey, I just wanted to say to you and Penny, like Chloe and all the team, we are so excited from Ireland to be members of Q. And we now have 52 members, and we look forward to many, many more joining this exciting event next year. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Maureen. Great to hear from you. One more person, I think. Anyone else like to jump in before we start to close off?
I could come in.
Yes, please do.
Hi, I'm Andrea, and I'm in North Ayrshire. It's very dark here now in Scotland.
Hi, Andrea.
But it's my first Q community event. I'm just a new member, and I've just had a fabulous experience over the last 2 days, meeting new people, hearing inspiring talks, and it's been so well organised and very inviting. So I just want to say thank you very much.
Great, thank you, Andrea. And encourage all of you to keep those connections and follow up on those small conversations that you had over the last few days. It's nearly 5 o'clock, and it's good to stick to time, isn't it? So time to say farewell from all of us. There's a few things I just want to close with. A reminder that all the sessions have been recorded, so the on-demand sessions and live sessions will be available on this platform for 30 days. Bear with us with the live sessions. We've got some editing to do in order to get them up. for you. We will be moving some of the content over onto the CUE website as well. So they will have some longevity post those 30 days. I'd be really grateful if you can contribute to the evaluation. It will literally be hitting your inbox in the next few minutes, so you can strike while the iron's hot. This has been a first for us, as you know, and I think I'm preaching to the converted when I say that understanding how this has gone, what can be improved is a really important part of our process, and it will also help us understand a bit more about what to do for the future in terms of large-scale events, whether they're online or offline. So that would be great. And thank you to you for participating, for attending, for your energy and your participation. It's really appreciated. And then some final thank yous, of course, to the CUE team, to the wider CUE team, who have made this happen. They really are a wonderful bunch, and our partners in Synergy who've been supporting us brilliantly as well to make all of this happen. I also want to acknowledge and say thank you to our country partners across the 5 nations for their role both in funding, guiding and developing this community with us. So feel free to say your farewells in the chat box or give us an emoji wave, and I hope you have a wonderful evening and hope to see you soon.